Chakde, India. Translate. Let's Go! India is a 2007 Indian Hindi-language sports film directed by Shamit Amin and produced by Aditya Chopra, with a script written by Jaideep Sawhney. Sports scenes choreographed by Rob Miller, 2-3, and music by Salim Sulaiman. It tells a fictional story about the Indian women's national field hockey team, which was inspired by the team's win at the 2002 Commonwealth Games, and explores themes such as feminism and sexism, the legacy of the partition of India, racial and religious bigotry, and ethnic and regional prejudice. The film stars Shah Rukh Khan as Kabir Khan, former captain of the Indian men's national field hockey team. After a disastrous loss to Pakistan, Khan is ostracized from the sport and he and his mother are driven from the family home by angry neighbors. 7 years later, to redeem himself, Khan becomes the coach of the Indian national women's hockey team and aims to turn its 16 contentious players into a championship unit. The film was released worldwide on 10 August 2007. Coinciding with India's 60th Independence Day, and grossed 109 crore rupees on a 20 crore rupees budget. Termed super hit by Box Office India, 5, it received widespread critical acclaim, with praise for its direction, screenplay, performances and feminist themes. Chakde, India won a number of awards, including the National Film Award for Best Popular Film, providing wholesome entertainment. On 30 August 2007, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences requested a copy of the film's script for a place in its Margaret Herrick Library. 6-7, when the Indian Hockey Federation was reorganized in April 2008, former player Aslam Sher Khan said that he wanted to create a Chakde effect in Indian hockey. 8, the film was screened in New Delhi on 17 August 2016. As part of the week-long Independence Day Film Festival. The festival was jointly presented by the Indian Directorate of Film Festivals and Ministry of Defence, commemorating India's 70th Independence Day. 9-10, between Pakistan and India, with Pakistan leading 1-0. When Indian team captain Kabir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, is fouled, he takes a penalty stroke. His shot just misses, costing India to lose the match. Soon afterwards, media outlets circulate a photograph of Khan shaking hands with the Pakistani captain. The sporting gesture is misunderstood, and Khan, 11-12, is suspected of throwing the game out of sympathy towards Pakistan. Religious prejudice, 11-12-13, forces him and his mother, Jayashree Arora, to leave town. 7 years later, Mr. Tripathi Anjan Srivastav, the head of India's Hockey Association, meets with field hockey advocate Uttam Singh, Mohit Chauhan, to discuss the Indian women's hockey team. According to Tripathi, the team has no future since the only long-term role for women is to cook and clean. Uttam, however, tells him that Kabir Khan wants to coach the team. Initially skeptical, Tripathi agrees to the arrangement. Khan finds himself in charge of a group of 16 young women divided by their competitive natures and regional prejudices. Komal Shatala, Chitra Shirawat, a village girl from Haryana, clashes with Preeti Sabarwal, Sagarika Gatga, from Chandigarh. Short-tempered Balbir Kaur, Tanya Abral, from Punjab, bullies Rani Disputa, Seema Azmi, and Soymoy Krakita, Nisha Nair, who are from remote villages in Jharkhand. Mary Ralt Kimi Laudala, from Mizoram, and Molly Zimik Masakan Zimik, from Manipur in northeast India, face widespread racial discrimination and sexual comments from some strangers. Team captain Vidya Sharma, Vidya Malvade, must choose between hockey and the wishes of her husband Rakesh's Nakul Vade family, and Preeti's fiancé, Abhimanyu Singh, Vivan Batina, vice-captain of the Indian national cricket team, feels threatened by her involvement with the team. Khan realizes that he can make the girls winners only if he can help them overcome their differences. During his first few days as coach, he benches several players who refuse to follow his rules, including Bindiya Naik, Shilpa Shukla, the most experienced player.
खान को पता चलता है कि वह लड़कियों
Khan realizes that he can make the girls winners only if he can help them overcome their differences. During his first few days as coach, he benches several players who refuse to follow his rules, including Bindiya Naik, Shilpa Shukla, the most experienced player. In response, Bindiya repeatedly encourages the other players to defy Khan. When she finally succeeds, Khan angrily resigns. However, he invites the staff and team to a farewell lunch at McDonald's. During the lunch, local boys tease Mary. Balbir attacks them, triggering a brawl between the boys and the team. Khan, recognizing that they are finally acting as one for the first time, prevents the staff from intervening. He only stops a man from hitting one of the women from behind with a cricket bat. After the fight, the women ask Khan to remain their coach. The team faces new challenges. When Tripathi refuses to send the women's team to Australia for the World Cup, Khan proposes a match against the men's team. Although his team loses, their performance inspires Tripathi to send them to Australia after all. Bindiya is upset with Khan for choosing Vidya over her as the captain of the team. Her consequent behavior results in a 7-0 loss to Australia. When Khan confronts Bindiya about her actions on the field, Bindiya responds by attempting to seduce Khan, to which he rejects her advances and asks her to stay away from the game. Khan goes on to train the girls again, which is followed by victories over England, Spain, South Africa, New Zealand, and Argentina. Just before their game with South Korea, Khan approaches Bindiya, asking her to begin playing once more and break the strategy of man-to-man marking used by the Korean team so they can win the match. Bindiya goes onto the field and with the help of Gunjan Lakhani manages to beat South Korea. They are again matched with Australia for the final. This time, they successfully defeat them to win the World Cup. When the team returns home, their families treat them with greater respect and Khan, his good name restored, returns with his mother to their ancestral home. Review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes gave Chakde, India a rating of 94% based on 16 reviews with an average rating of 7.30 out of 10, 38 on Metacritic. The film had a score of 68 based on reviews from 4 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. 39 in an NPR interview via affiliate WBUR-FM. Mumbai Mirror columnist Aseem Chhabra called Chakde, India an example of a film that's been made within the framework of Bollywood and yet it is a very different film. It does take up some realistic issues, and what I really liked about the film was that the women who acted, who were part of the team, each one of them got a chance. Their personality, their characters were very well written, and so the superstar in the film was Shah Rukh Khan, who is the coach of the team. He doesn't sort of take over the whole film. Every supporting character gets a role, and it's a very inspiring movie that really changed the mood in India. People loved it. 40. Nakat Kazmi of the Times of India gave the film 4 out of 5 stars, stating that it was a film of great performances by a bunch of unknowns. 41. India Today called Chakde, India the most feisty girl power movie to have come out of Bollywood ever. 42. Sudesh Kamath of The Hindu wrote, at another level, Chakde is about women's liberation. It is one of the best feminist films of our times. 43. Rajiv Masand of CNN Ibn gave the film 4 out of 5 stars, saying, "Chakde's a winner all the way." 44. Shubhra Gupta of the Indian Express called the film the most authentic, meticulously researched sports movie India has made. 45. In Kolkata's Telegraph, Bharati S. Pradhan wrote that the film combines an extremely well-knit screenplay with unrelentingly deft direction. 16. Unknown and not even glamorous girls simply carried you with them, with one single known actor compelling you to watch Chakde India without blinking. 46. Jaspreet Pandahara of the BBC gave Chakde India 4 out of 5 stars, stating that, while the tale of the sporting underdog is hardly new, Jaideep Sahni's screenplay offers a rare look at a popular Indian sport often overshadowed by cricket. 47. Andy Webster of The New York Times wrote that the film gave a fresh look to the conventional underdog sports film, comparing its premise to the U.S. victory in the 1991 FIFA Women's World Cup. 48. Derek Ellie of Variety called Chakde India a patriotic heartwarmer that scores some old-fashioned entertainment goals. 49. In The Hollywood Reporter, Kirk Honeycutt wrote that the technical credits are first-rate with excellent cinematography, quicksilver editing, musical montages of practice and a fine use of locations. 50. Michael Dakina of TheMovieReport.com was more critical of the film, giving it 2.5 out of 4 stars and calling it a very familiar, very formula underdog sports movie with nothing to distinguish it from similar, equally slick Hollywood product. 51. Maitland McDonough of TV Guide gave Chakde India 2 stars out of 4. Writing that the film uses sports movie conventions to address larger cultural and political issues, and while it doesn't miss a cliché, it also invests everyone with vigorous conviction. 52. Although Subhash K. Jha gave the film 3.5 stars, calling it a fairly predictable story, with dialogue quite often the stuff bumper stickers are made of. He wrote that Chakde India is an outright winner, and one of the finest sports-based dramas in living memory. 53. Khalid Muhammad gave the film 3.5 stars in the Hindustan Times, stating that the film may be predictable but compels you to root for a team of losers whom only an Earth Angel can save from disastrous defeat. 54. Apart from critics, Chakde India tied with Tar Zameen Par for the best film of 2007 according to various Bollywood movie directors such as Madhur Bhandarkar, David Dhawan, Rakesh Omprakash Mehra, Anurag Basu, and Sriram Raghavan. 55. The film was mentioned in critic and author Shubhra Gupta's book, 50 Films That Changed Bollywood, 1995 to 2015. 56. Box office. Due to the film's strong critical response, theaters reported 80% occupancy for its opening weekend. 4. Chakde India topped the Indian box office during its first 2 weeks, 57, and played to full houses during its first 2 months, 58. The film was particularly successful in large cities. 58. Chakde India was the third highest grossing film of 2007 in India, with domestic net earnings of 66 rupees 54,000 that year. It was declared a box office blockbuster. 59. By the end of its theatrical run, the film grossed 102 crore rupees $27.05 million worldwide, including 85.86 crore rupees gross, 66.54 crore rupees net in India and $3.94 million, 15.76 crore rupees overseas. 60. Chakde India has become an influential film. The title track song, Chakde India, now doubles as a sports anthem in India and is played at numerous sports events. 61. According to Salim Merchant, the song almost became the sports anthem of the country, especially after India won the Cricket World Cup 2011. It was no longer our song but the country's song. 62. 63. After India's World Cup victory, Indian team player Virat Kohli sang "Chakde India" to the crowd. 64. When India defeated South Africa at the 2015 Cricket World Cup, Nitin Srivastava of the BBC noted, "MCG has erupted with Vande Mataram, the national song of India, and Chakde India, Go India slogans in the air. And there's no age barrier for cricket fans who came and enjoyed the match." 65. In addition, the suspension of the Indian Hockey Federation in April 2008 also indicated the film's influence. India Today used the title to label the event in two articles titled "Operation Chakde Impact Jatha Kumar and Resigns" 66 and "Operation Chakde Impact Furore in Lok Sabha" 67. The India Times, in an article titled "5 Wise Men Set for a Chakde Act," also argued, "It looks like Indian hockey has done a real chakda this time around." 68. In addition, former hockey player Aslam Sher Khan, who was appointed by the Indian Olympic Association to head a committee which will replace the IHF, pointed to the film as a model to work towards. He stated in an interview, "We have to make a Team India as you have seen in Bollywood blockbuster Chakde India. There are players from several parts of the country. We have to unite them to make a powerful force." 69. In another interview, he emphasized that he wants to create a Chakde effect on hockey in India. 8.